Bear with me. I'm trying something different yet again, doing this from my phone with a little ring light on my phone. I've had this thing for years, never tried it out, but I'm always worried about the glare in my glasses because, it's nice to be able to see my eyes. I know. I like to see people's eyes, but just trying out different things to get my comfort level expanded upon in using different modalities to do these live broadcasts. But so today, yeah, I labeled this white pants and red sauce and football also, and I'll get to that in a moment. So today when I was reading my book, the chapter I was on was a long one, and as much as it was a good chapter, like halfway through, I'm like, "Oh, how many more pages? Oh, maybe I'll come back to it later. Oh," and then it's like, "No, why do I want to walk away from finishing this chapter? Like, what did I have to get done at that time?" I was like, there wasn't anything, earth shattering that I had to. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finish the chapter, and I'm really glad that I did because it really was a great chapter. I'm really getting a lot of takeaways from this to not only help myself but work with my clients also to help them run their business like clockwork. That really is a should be a goal for many business owners so that you can, really, you know, not be working constantly in your business. Anyway, that's another thing. But that thought of walking away from finishing my book. And there were other times today too. There were things that I kept thinking about all day long. Oh, I got to sit down and do this. I have to. This is on my list today. Just a short thing. And again, when I'm thinking about these things, it's like, oh, it's not going to take long. And then I sit down to work on. Oh, geez, this is going to take longer than I thought. Does that ever happen to you? And you're tempted. You just want to walk away from the stuff that's difficult or that you think it's going to take long. I was like, well, push through it. Push through that temptation to walk away because I know I feel much better when it is done. Then it's like, wow, what was I thinking? It's like we can't just keep doing the easy stuff. We have to do the difficult things too in our personal life too. It's like years ago, I had steps that I needed painting for years, and I kept thinking about it. How am I going to do this? I got three cats. How am I going to control the cats? It's like, how do I get the steps painted? But what if I have to go upstairs while they're wet and everything? And then one weekend, I just said, "Darn it, I'm going to do this," and like everything just came together, and I did it. I'm like, why do I overthink these things? Now, coming to the overthinking. Okay. So the white pants and the red sauce. So this morning I was watching one of my favorite shows, 60 Minutes. CBS, not 60 Minutes is tonight. CBS Sunday morning. I don't know why CBS puts their two best shows on the same day. The CBS Sunday morning show. And one of the pieces was about a young man who's an Italian who has multiple restaurants. And they were talking, it was really about it's football Sunday and oh, it's all about the sauce. Well, Sundays, maybe not so much the football Sundays with Italians. They've always just been, I think, very much into the family thing. But anyway, so this was like family get together Sunday and the red sauce. And they were talking about making this red sauce. And they moved into a scene where he was in his mom's home in the kitchen and they were cooking, they're making the red sauce. And as much as I'm into cooking and everything, what I looked at was the fact that they're both, him and his mom, were dressed very nicely and both wearing white pants while they're making red sauce. I'm like, how do you do that? How do you cook red sauce, spaghetti sauce, whatever you want to call it, and not have it get on you? That just baffled, but that's the way my mind thinks. It's like here I am watching this great piece about the sauce, and what do I hone in on? I'm like, there's two people wearing white pants while they're making red sauce. Oh, and yeah, and then today, the first full NFL football Sunday. Um, I've watched pieces here and there. I don't sit and really watch football, but it just it feels like fall is here now, right? NFL football is here again, so boy, it feels like fall. Well, kind of. We have another rainstorm out here every day now. We're getting these rainstorms, but the water's good. And but yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you cook, if you make spaghetti sauce, and I'm talking from scratch because yeah, I make everything from scratch, from basic ingredients. Is it really possible to not get it on you when you're cooking spaghetti sauce?